I think you should have.
All right, everybody.
We'll tell them now.
No, you're not. Welcome everybody to our July the 13th Zoom meeting. And I don't know what the weather's like up there where everybody else is, but here in Georgetown, Texas, it is hot. Summer has arrived. One of the
It's
things
awesome here, Donna.
Oh, man. One of the things that people ask about and talked about this week is they wanted to know about dining out. And did I have any dining out tips? Or did I have any tips about insight for some foods to avoid? So I'm going to start with my insight for foods to avoid. A general rule of thumb is if it's white, don't wear it. Potatoes, bread, if it's white. Yeah, well, I mean, because when you eat it, you're going to wear it, right?
Okay, fine.
Okay. If it's white, don't wear it because it's going to be a starch. Now, there's a few exceptions, like cauliflower is something that's white, that's not a starch. It's a low glycemic vegetables. But for the most part, potatoes, rice, sugar, flour, dairy products, all of those things that are white, even though some of them may be high in proteins, they're all high in carbohydrates and high in fat, one or the other. So if you're trying to lose weight, regardless of what plan you're following, if you need to lose weight, stay away from anything white. So cookies and sweets have white in them. They have flour and sugar, right? So it's got white in it. Stay away from it. So that's going to be my insight as far as foods to avoid. Everything else, I mean, it's pretty much watch your portion control. It's those white foods that really wear badly on us. Did you have a question?
Not all salads are low calorie either.
Well, a lot of that depends though on your dressing. And if it has pasta in it, that's white, right? Of course, we can get brown whole wheat pasta, which is better for us because it takes longer for that to metabolize, so it doesn't spike your blood sugar. You know, I've talked about that before. About the idea is to keep our blood sugar balanced on our basal metabolism line. So eating the more high fiber carbohydrates are the ones that are better for us because it takes our body longer to metabolize them, so they won't turn straight to fat. And they won't. And the reason they turn straight to fat, of course, is because it turns on our insulin pump. Y'all, we've talked about that a lot. But the other thing I'm going to do is, if I can figure out how to do it, I may not be able to figure out how to do it. I wanted to show y'all exit full screen. I'm going to do this and see what happens.
I see it.
Well, you see that I'm trying to get you to my website, and I don't know if I can do that or not. I wanted to minimize this screen. This is a speaker view. Okay, well, oh, here it is down here, share screen. There we go. I'm going to share my desktop. Okay, share my screen.
Oh, I see it.
What's your website?
All right, now I'm going to minimize that, and I'm going to go to my website. Now, you do
Donna, what's your website?
www.donna, it's right up here, www.donnabetts.tsfl.com. www.donnabetts.tsfl.com. Any of the coaches that's on our challenge, you can go to their website too, put their name, .tsfl.com, because all our websites are the same. So it doesn't matter which one you go to. And you do not have to be a client to go to this website. There is a tremendous amount of information on this website. But what I want to show you is I want to go to tools and support. Of course, this is recorded, so you can see it later, but if you want to write it down, www.donnabetts.tsfl.com, click on Tools and Support, and then over here on the left-hand side, in the menu part, there's this thing called Program Guides. Now, normally people have to buy these program guides, but you can download them for free. So the first one listed is the Dining Out Guide. Now, I'm sure, want to print it out because it's something like 67 or 60 pages long. You won't want to do that. But it's really, really good. If you're a client and you want to buy this booklet, it's just $1. And so it's a nice little pocket guide to have on hand because it gives you food choices, behavior choices, maintenance tips, sit-down restaurant options, fast food restaurant options. And it really tells you a lot of good tips, but also information about specific restaurants. So if you'd like to look at this, here is an example, for example, of how to, and you might want to just print out, what is this, page 16? You might want to just print out the restaurants that you go to and look for a complete lean and green meal that is a healthy choice that you can get at certain restaurants, you know, like chains and stuff like that. So that's kind of a pretty neat thing. And I just wanted to let y'all know that it's there. But there's a lot of other good program guides here that you are welcome to use. They are free. There are other interesting things for you to look at here. There's some really good support videos and information. Oh, one thing that I had y'all do, gosh, when was this? Way back, Lynette, at the beginning. One of the things that I gave points for was for everybody to do a health assessment. I don't know if any of y'all were on the challenge when we did that. That's excellent. And you ought to take this health assessment about once every month, or at least once every other month. That is a tremendous tool. So that's on my website there. It's all under tools and support. So with that done, now let's see if I can figure out how to go back so that I'm not sharing the screen, so that I can see y'all. No, that's not it. There, we're almost getting there. Okay, well, that's not too bad. Here we go. Let's see. Anybody got any ideas?
Well, minimize that and maximize your other one.
Okay, let's see if that'll work. Perfect. All right. Hide thumb bar. I don't want to do that. Show active video only. No, don't want to do that. I don't know.
Minimize it? Didn't you minimize the Zoom thing?
I don't know what I did. I think I found, was it?
Yeah, you minimized it.
Don't you hate it when I waste our
Look at the yellow thing where it says right here, where it says back to meeting.
It says back to meeting.
Right there next to your face. Right there.
Right there.
Right here?
No,
on the arrow.
one.
No, the arrow. Back
one.
to meeting. The orange thing.
The one up, the orange one.
This one?
Right. No, in the middle.
Right here?
Down, 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 down. Right there. Right. Whoops.
I don't see that. I can't. All I see is y'all.
Back to meeting.
Well, heck. Well, let me minimize this and see if I can. Oh, back to meeting. There we go. I had to minimize y'all to be able to go back to my meeting.
Oh.
Now, but I think it's still going to just show thumbnails. Manage participants. That's not going to work either. Well, anyway, I won't share my screen anymore. We'll just talk like this and be able to see. There's everybody. Every once in a while, I'll click back and forth so that we can see who is Mary Jo. She's got her sound off. Okay. The other thing I wanted to talk to y'all about is we're going to talk about water. And everybody got their water?
Yep.
Now, this was posted a couple of months ago. I think it was on last month's challenge, and I think Lynette posted it, but I'm not sure. But she said drinking water at a certain time maximizes its effectiveness on the body. 2 glasses of water after waking up helps activate. Who did it?
Yep, I did it.
Oh, Dixie. Okay, I thought I remembered it was somebody on our web. I'm pretty sure that's where I found it. 2 glasses of water after waking up helps activate the internal organs. 1 glass of water 30 minutes before the meal helps with digestion. 1 glass of water before taking a bath, now this blew me away, helps lower blood pressure. Who knew? And then 1 glass of water before going to bed avoids stroke and heart attacks. Well, this information I think is awesome, and I really appreciate you sharing it with us, Dixie. A couple of things we agree with all of it, that we have water the minute we wake up. How many of y'all wake up in the morning and your mouth and your eyes are dry? So the first thing we do is we brush our teeth and we put eye drops in.
No, I don't.
That's because we're dehydrated. That is a signal that we need to go drink water. So having 2 glasses of water on waking up is even better. Then always make sure that I have 1 glass before I have my first cup of coffee. Maybe I just better have a glass of water and then my coffee, and then another glass of water before I have another glass of coffee. Get that 2 glasses in. And then that glass of water 30 minutes before your meal says it helps activate internal organs. Well, what it also does is it helps fill you up so you don't eat as much. The other thing it does is it activates your digestive juices. When we chew food, the first act of digestion takes place when we chew our food, break it up into pieces, and it mixes with our saliva. The saliva breaks it down. We moisten it with other, water, and this kind of chew and masticate it and swallow it. That's the beginning of the digestive processes. Well, if we drink while we eat, we can actually dilute the digestive juices. So it's really a good idea to drink before and then after, but not during a meal. So I really agree with that. And then the idea of drinking a glass of water before taking a bath is just a tremendous idea. Who knew? I have a little bit of a problem with drinking a glass of water before going to bed. I know most of us have to do that. Those of us who take medicine have to do that. And I guess it's worth it if it's going to avoid me having a stroke or a heart attack. But it also makes me get up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom. I have found that if I quit drinking water about an hour or an hour and a half before I go to bed, I can make it through the night. I take my last potty break right before I go to sleep, and I have not been waking up during the night. The other thing that's been helping me a lot with my sleep, which has been incredible, and I cannot believe the difference it's made in my attitude and how I feel, is I started wearing a mask. Just a little cover your eyes mask. Oh my gosh, I even bought an extra one for the ranch so I can have one there because the sun would always wake me up early in the morning. It has been wonderful. So all of those are really good tips, both the mask idea and the water idea. Dixie said that she could also add to this. Her physician told her that water at bedtime will also help prevent nighttime leg cramps. And your leg muscles are seeking hydration when they cramp and wake you up with a Charlie horse. So there's another good reason for making sure we're totally hydrated. And then the last thing that I'm going to talk to you about as far as water and hydration and dehydration is from one of the readings from today, which I thought the readings today were really good. But one of the readings told the signs of dehydration. And not so much because this is a challenge, those of us who are losing weight or on maintenance or whatever, that's good, but because it's summertime. This is a real good thing for us to be aware of and to know. The signs of dehydration. Of course, number 1 is thirst. My mouth is dry, everybody. Take a swim of water. Join me with a toast. Thirst. Number 2 is fatigue. If you're tired, the best thing we can do is drink a bottle of water. The third thing is headache. If you get a headache, drink water first and wait a while before you take your meds so that you can just see if it's hydration is what you need. Number 4, dry mouth, which we talked about a little while ago. Number 5 is little or no urination. I'm going to get that. Don't TT. You gotta do it often because that's what moves toxins out of our body. Toxins like fat cells hold toxins. That's what fat is. It's a toxin. It makes us sick. It makes us unhealthy. Now, if you think about a fat cell and think about what fat looks like in your skillet after you've cooked bacon and the skillet is cooled, okay? Fat. That's within every one of our little cells. All right. Well, when we lose weight, it's because the metabolism, which is like a burning fire, we're in fat burning, or we're burning fat for fuel. Our body actually burns that fat up for energy, but the fat cell itself never goes away. So here's this little fat cell. We've got to make sure that it is washed and cleaned out, because it will have a better chance of not filling up with fat again if we keep ourselves hydrated. Think about what we're trying to do with that fat cell is we're heating it up, which is why we eat balanced and why we move our bodies so that we can get that fat to a liquid state again, and then we dump it out. Well, if we don't drink enough water, it's not going to dump out. So that's toxins. We've got to drink enough water to move toxins from our body. And if you or your husband ever goes to the bathroom and it has a real strong ammonia smell, you are definitely not getting enough water. And you've got to increase the water that you drink. You should not have any odor in your urine. The next one, which is number 6, is muscle weakness. And that kind of goes along with Dixie's tip, doctor's tip about leg cramps. If you have muscle and weakness, it's a sign of dehydration. Dizziness. I know that like when we're out on those of us who play golf, we get out on the golf course and the heat gets to us a little bit and we get a little lightheaded. Worst thing we can do is drink coffee or a diet soda. That's got caffeine in it. It's got salt in it. We need to drink water. And as a matter of fact, the first summer I started playing golf, I had heat stroke twice. And both times the doctor told me, and I finally learned and listened, is that we need to hydrate before we go out to exercise, whether it's walking or golfing or gardening or whatever we do. We need to have water before we go. Then we continue drinking water as we progress through that activity, whatever that activity is. But dizziness is a sign of dehydration. And of course, right along with dizziness is this idea of lightheadedness. So if you ever have any of those symptoms, I'm going to say them one more time, or you can look on the MDC challenge site tonight and see it. It's in one of our readings. But it's thirst, fatigue, headache, dry mouth, little or no urination. Oh, I can't say that word. Muscle weakness, dizziness, or lightheadedness. It means you need to go drink some water right now. So those are my tips for today. We know how to get a dining out guide for free. And you can just download it and save it on your computer. So when you get ready to go out, you can just click on it and read the section that you're interested in and be ready to go. Another, of course, good dining out tip, which we've talked about before, is if you know what restaurant you're going to, go to the internet, look it up, look at their menu, study their menu while you're at home. The worst thing we can do is study the menu while we're there, because everything looks so good and you can see he's eating and she's eating, and oh my God, that looks good, that's going by there. So we go to the website and while we are not tempted, we are deciding then what we're going to order, so that when we get there, we place our order, regardless of how good everything else looks. Okay, anybody have any comments or questions?
I have a question, but it's about that ebook, you know.
Oh, Dr. A's ebook, yeah.
Okay, so it said I downloaded it, but I have to go to the web in order to read it. Is that right? That's on my tablet. I haven't done it on my PC.
I didn't. I have it. I have it on my computer. I've got it right here. Yeah, I downloaded it.
So you've got it. You've got it on your PC. I didn't do it on there. I tried to do it on my tablet.
Okay.
Because like my other books, they're on there and I can read them. But when I try, it said that it downloaded, but it's not really there.
Oh, I know where it put it. Hang on, let me get my iPad and I'll tell you where it put mine. It put it in a third place.
Good.
Leave it to Lynette.
Joe, you look so tired.
She is. She's too tired to talk. She's got oh, there she is.
Started work at 5 a.m. and quit at about 6 p.m. and just got home. I have to be back again tomorrow and do a split shift.
Put it in my library.
I thought you were put it in your library.
My library under books. And there
How did you get it there? How did you get it there is what I don't know.
Put it there. When it downloaded it, it went straight into my library icon, and then here he is under books. There it is.
Cool.
I don't know if I have a library icon.
I don't know.
I bet you do.
Well,
An iBook.
I'm on my iPad.
I got my iBooks, the Kindle, the Nook, everywhere you have your reader things.
Yeah, I got my Kindle on there, so I ran all over looking for my iPad while I'm talking on it. Duh.
Well, and yeah.
This is
Well,
a good.
that's good. Thank y'all. That's what it's all about. It's about sharing. That's a real good book, though. And to me, that's the best one to read out of all three that he's written. It's more like he's just sitting down talking to you. Where the other ones are a little more technical, like that first one he did, the Habits of Health. My gosh, that's like an encyclopedia. It's like 480 pages and has a 40-page index. But it's
I felt like I could go to medical school after
I know, really. But it was a good book. Okay, well, anybody have any other comments or questions? Anything to share?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I would talk more about my throat hurt, so you're lucky tonight.
Well, Debbie's already muted herself, so she must have a sore throat too. She doesn't want to talk. But you sure look pretty tonight. I like your hair. You must have just got a haircut.
Who, me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks good. And Mary Jo, I'm sorry that you have to work a split shift. That's got to be a pain in the butt after working graveyards to have to do a split shift. But we'll be thinking about you. Just drink lots of water, and we're going to let you go and sleep tight.
Good
So
night, Joe.
if nobody else has any questions, let's just all say a good night to Waltons. And
Good night, Mary Jo. Good night.
Jackie,
Good night.
you travel safely. Travel safely. Okay. Talk to everybody later. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.